How you doing, people? I'm going to do a little video here on a Vargo titanium Hexagon wood stove. Some of my other videos you've seen, I'm a real strong proponent for wood-burning stoves, and I've got a whole number of different ones, from the trail stove to the pocket cooker to the Sierra Zip stove. One of the drawbacks is that they tend to be a little heavy, so I got this a few weeks ago. I've been playing around with it. So far, I like it quite a bit. It's only 4 ounces. But I saw a video by I think it's Hiker, where he used some hardwoods that he took. And one of the things I like to do is cook with food that I've dehydrated, which takes some time and uses a slow simmer. So I'm going to actually try and do some cooking here with some hardwood that I have, that I've actually brought with me, little chunks. So what I'm going to do is get this together, and I'm going to start a little fire going in it and get some coals going, and then get a good hardwood base. This is another thing that I made recently. It's just like mesh from like a cage, like a rabbit cage or something like that, which I use as a little grill. It also allows much smaller pots if I wanted to, although I haven't found a pot that doesn't fit on even my canteen cup. Fits on here perfectly, but it works pretty cool so far. But anyways, let me get some stuff together here and get back to you. So I'm starting it off with a little tinder cube, and have a bunch of really thin, really dry pine. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try and build up a small coal base. I actually like this thing because it's so light. It's only about 4 ounces, and it fits flat. Works a little bit like the trail stove. My gripe about the trail stove is that it's big and it doesn't fold down, and it takes up a lot of room. Although it's light, it takes up a lot of room in my pack. This takes up none. You can actually put this in a pocket. I love the pocket cooker, but that weighs about, it's 1.5 pounds. So what I've got here I love leather gloves, is some very well seasoned hardwoods. It's either probably a mixture of oak and maple. And what I want to do is have this stuff get going and then actually cook on the coals. I'll get back to you in a minute. I'm going to get this a little more organized. So, now we got a pretty good coal base. All these little hardwoods. And you can actually process this kind of stuff in the woods if you want. I was a little lazy today, just going out for a little day hike and wanted to do cooking some supper here. But you can cut hardwoods really nicely dried, inch or so thick. Cut them in really small pieces with a little saw, and you're good to go. As you can see, this is getting nice and hot. Once it gets going, you can add little pieces, and these will burn for a long time, very hot, and once they get going, not very smoky. So, what I like to do is, I do a lot of dehydrating. These are peas and carrots, and I just kind of guess it. A little broccoli. Remember, this stuff gets really big. Start out with one nice large chicken bouillon cube. And the thing about these dehydrated veggies is that they take a while to rehydrate well, and I like doing it slowly. Otherwise you end up with little hard spots throughout it. Get back to you guys in a couple minutes. I gotta admit that one of my criticisms of Vargo is that it tends to be smokier than the other wood stoves that I have. I mean, the Sierra's got no smoke at all because it has a fan. A trail stove just seems to have much better draft that comes up, so it doesn't have as much smoke either. And even the pocket cooker, if you dig a small trench underneath it, it seems to have a better draft. Now that might work with this as well. I do have this on a rock, so I haven't like created a pocket underneath it, so that might help. But you know, it is boiling, and you can see that my veggies are rehydrating quite well, puffing up. And looking good. Although in the springtime when the bugs are out, the smoke will be a welcomed thing. Keep those bugs away. Here we go. Smelling good. Coming to a roll boil. Next step is, in this whole soup, is these little noodle packets. And I'll just throw one in there. And it's good to go. Be right back with you. Well, she's looking really good. Awesome little peas, carrots, broccoli, a little bouillon, some noodles, nice, healthy. Well, I don't know if it's healthy, but definitely going to be a filling meal. And if I have time, I'll show you a little trick with dealing with all the smut, whatever you want to call it, all the buildup on the outside of the pot. One of the other things I like about this Vargo is that it works great with the transient stove. In. Get her going. And then I'll give you a little trick with your blackening pots. You know, when you get done with this, it's all sticky. You can go home, wash it off, do dirt, but another little trick actually works pretty good. Once you clean it out, get it all dried out inside. And you basically bake it on, and that saves you. I see a lot of people take their pots and they go out and they buy stove black and they paint them because it makes it more efficient. This basically does the same thing. You don't want to do it in your house because your house is going to stink. But I have taken them home and done it there. And what it does is it bakes on the finish. Gives it a nice patina. And it's not sticky. You may have a little bit, you know, you take a paper towel or a rag or something and wipe it off, and it'll take a little bit of it off. You'll get a little blackening. But then after that, basically becomes part of the pot. And I'll show you an example. This pot right here is one that I've done this too several times, and you can see this is just no blackening at all coming off on it, and it's just baked on. You know, this was originally this color, and now it's completely black. More efficient. So you can see already, you know, there's less stickiness on it. So that's just this. I burned some pine, so you see the pine going off there. And whatever doesn't want to be on there is going to burn right off. We take something like this, take the ash, see? That generally won't happen if you don't use pine. You don't want to get it too close, and especially, this is titanium, but if it's aluminum, you don't want to get it right on there because aluminum will burn through if there's nothing in it. I'm not letting this get hot enough to damage the steel at all, and it is titanium. But it's, you'll also see about, you know, back to the original reason for this, is the transient works perfect height, perfect windshield. You don't need a windshield. It will work fine even when closed. It gives enough draft. It's awesome. So, I mean, this is like carrying a windshield, a wood stove, an emergency stove, all of this stuff all at once. Now I do it with an alcohol stove because it's a clean burning fuel. It won't add any soot to the pot itself.